Yo, what is good, my people? I'm back, bro. I see in the chat. Shout out to everyone that's pulling through. We have a slight delay on today's show. Your boy, not me, but the man himself, Mr. Theben, is just with some business, and he's going to be in the building. But listen, it's time. I've been in Amsterdam all weekend. I had one hell of a weekend. We can talk about it when the show starts, maybe. But I missed so much. I missed so many fucking things here in Ronin. So today's show is really going to be quite selfish. Not going to lie. I'm going to catch the fuck up because I need to know what's going down. Obviously, we'll expand on conversations that then stem from that. And I think we'll have a good show out of it. But appreciate everyone that's pulling in. Welcome. You know what it is. It's Tuesday. We are back and live. Big up to everyone here in the chat right now. As I see Ronky Cop, man like Robo got updated. We love it. And then, of course, yo, hello, YouTube Mackie Boys in here. Blue Perp showing love as always. My boy Spliffy Magoo is considering retirement, bro. I hope you don't retire, especially today. So we'll have some conversations. We actually, I've looked at one of your tweet conversations, your back and forths. Something we'll probably expand on the show today as well. GM to Mr. Basque, one of the legends out there as well. Yeah, if you're here on X, on social media, repost the stream. Let's get this around. We haven't even started yet. We're almost at 100 people through the door. So appreciate all you guys showing love. Stark's in the building today for sure too. No cams. I just spent like the last 10 minutes figuring out my camera because I haven't turned this computer back on. I'm back in the UK. So there was problems there. But I think we are very close to starting the show. So stick around, enjoy some of the Pokemon music. Shout out to Trevor. And we'll get started in a moment's time. But if you have any questions, if you want to update me, maybe you want to tell me your side of the story of everything that's happened over the last week, please do in the comments. You can see the comments on screen. So we are checking them throughout the whole show. I appreciate all you guys. And I'm excited, bro. Can't lie. I'm excited because I see reputation layer, but I know what happens. I'm going to expectation manage. I know what happens. All right. So I'm going to manage that expectation a little bit here. And then we'll, we'll see what I'm saying when we get into the details, because I literally haven't even read it. So there you go. But let me know from your perspective, how have the last 5 or 6 days been? Because I definitely have not been here. But here we go. Let's get it fucking going. Theben's going to come through and we'll start the show pretty soon. So enjoy the music, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Ronin Radio. Oh, and also a sponsored giveaway. 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube, bro. Wrong keys are getting thrown at your fucking head top. So let that be known. Go check out the Ronin Radio social media page, and you can see the post where you can participate in that giveaway live right now. I tell you what, lads and ladies, it's almost time to start, but I think to update ourselves, to update myself, it's probably advisable to check out some of the things that have been going down. There is a post out there. Shout out to our boy Ryan making the videos. I'm going to watch the video. It's a minute 44. I think we should be almost ready by the time it's done. But this is the reputation layer from the perspective of Ronin itself. They're making a post. So let's tune in. And let's have a listen, because I don't know. I got to find stuff out. All right, so that's what we're doing today. Update me, please, Ryan. Go ahead, take it away.
Profiles are live. Aside from choosing your name and avatar, these profiles allow you to track your token balances across up to 6 different connected wallets, all in a single clean portfolio layout, even accounting for any RON or AXS you have staked. You can easily view the transaction history from any of the connected wallets, or check out the dedicated bounties page where you can complete different quests in exchange for raffle tickets for various prizes. Being able to track this information in a clean and orderly fashion is important, especially for prominent individuals. This is an industry
Why did it bug out, bro?
But this isn't just a way to verify the activity of prominent individuals. This is the beginning of Ronin's trusted reputation system meant to benefit the ecosystem for everyone. This will allow builders to highlight devoted community members for rewards and improve point systems for fairer play to airdrop campaigns. This makes your on-chain activity and achievements more important than ever before. In the future, you'll even be able to join guilds and add friends on your Ronin profile, as well as earn badges and interact with your very own trusty AI agent. So don't wait and claim your Ronin profile today by heading to wallet.roninchain.com/app/profile.
Hang on. Wait. Who is this Donny here in the bottom left corner? Is this like a Ronin AI? Okay. Wait, let me continue because I got a lot of thoughts. Let me just finish the video.
Begin building your reputation today. And my friends, I will see you in the next one.
Big shout out to Ryan. You know what it is. But look. Put me on the stage. Put me on the stage, bro. Put me on the fucking. You know what I mean? Welcome. We're gonna get going. It's time to start the show. So this reputation layer for me is the biggest thing that I've encountered over the week or the last 5 days of not being here, right? So that was what stuck in my mind most prominently. That's what I want to catch up on. I want to know how you lot feel in the community too. What are your thoughts on the reputation layer? So that's how we're gonna expand the conversation today. I'm gonna bring through my boys. And then I'm gonna hear their takes actually, because they hosted the show last week with Lark from Lumitera. Fucking fantastic. I'm hearing my job is on the line. That Theban's probably coming in for the full host spot. But I don't know, maybe and maybe that's just you like talking shit. Either way, welcome. If it's your first time tuning in, welcome. This is the Ronin Radio. This is what we do every single week, keep you informed and updated on the Ronin network. It is your key, your link to the ecosystem. And yeah, I took a little break. First time I missed the show, I think in probably like a year or something. So it don't happen too often. So I feel a bit discombobulated. I don't feel like myself because I missed the show last week, but we're back in the building, and also back in the building is my good friend, Mr. Theban. What are you saying? But that hairstyle still looking fresh.
Why you gotta comment on my hair, man?
Because you look good, man. Like it's just yeah.
I always wear a hat, bro. Whatever.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it for a while, and it's come out to play for a week, and I'm still getting used to it. But it's a good look. How are you, my friend? How's life?
It's all right, man. I was actually in a call earlier with a founder. I had to, talk some shop about some games and things like that. So that's why I missed out. My bad. I had to also let you catch up. You were gone last time, so
yeah.
Maybe chat was missing you a bit, right? I didn't want it to think that it was a complete takeover.
Nah, never. It's a 1-2 punch. But with the third, the sneaky hit in the background is the man without a camera today. Is Stark's in the building. Good morning to you, sir. I know it's good afternoon. I'm on the same time zone as you now, bro. Let's fucking get it. How you doing?
I'm good. Being mysterious as Bad Ronke today.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Where's your
Just
camera, man?
I'm just on my phone, and it's better this way.
yeah. It'll
I'm
just
not
be
at
like a
home.
vertical. You just have a little vertical
Yeah, it'll
camera
be.
of Stark in the bottom. But no, I like genuinely. That's probably the most I've disconnected for a long time. It was only a few, like 5, 6 days, but I didn't touch any. I didn't open Twitter. I
Well,
didn't
boy, you
open
missed a
Discord.
lot of drama.
Ah, come on then, let's go with the juice. Drama has gone down since last week. What the fuck happened from your guys' take? What would you think drama, Stark? Where does it take you?
Well, the most recent one is like the Awakening Hunters mint, and just
Mm-hmm.
and just overall over the last 10 days, it feels like it's been ramping up. People complaining about Sky Mavis, ranting about Ron. It's people are bored, man. People are bored, and they have Twitter. That's all that's happening.
Oh, so we get into the climax phase. Before it was like a soft, like I guess a fake out of like what's the word when it's like not decimation. Either way, despair. There was like an air of despair. And it was a boring time too. It kind of picked up a little bit, and it feels like we're kind of back in that same lull right now. But it's like an industry-wide thing. We know that Web3 gaming is not doing amazing on a broad scale of conversation. There's still so many people that stand there and fight the statements of like this is inevitable. I'm still, one of those people, but like it feels like we're getting to the end of our nerve, I guess, because it's tough sometimes. Over the last few days, I've been thinking, I was like, what the fuck? What are we actually fucking doing? Like, where are we actually fucking going? And a lot of this boils down to the communication aspect of it. I think from the surface level things that I've looked at since logging back in this morning, that's kind of where a lot of the pain points are. It's just like we don't know. We don't actually have a conversation or a narrative to really stand behind now. In this moment, so people are kind of scrambling for that narrative. That's how I'm feeling about it. The Awaken Hunter Mint. What a beautiful project, by the way, art wise. But what the what's happened?
Did you have a
What
whitelist?
I did, but I was not like I hadn't log onto a device. So I didn't do anything.
Oh.
I didn't have one.
Also, the mint was announced, I think, less than 2 days before the. It felt a bit rushed. The actual date of. So a lot of people were prepared, well, or not at home, or let's say you were traveling for a week or something. Some people got caught.
You had no chance. Yeah, I think they did a lot of. So
For me-
I'll pass
Sorry.
the rush because I don't think
Yeah.
it was a rush because they had a lot of preparation, but it was very internalized. So it was a rush for public.
That's what I mean. As in it felt kind of out of the blue or rushed. That's what I meant. Not the
Mhm.
project being rushed. It just the two didn't line up. The fact that there was months. Imagine spending a year hand picking over 1,000 whitelisters, and
Yeah.
then it just feels like it was just like when you have
Yeah.
less than 48 hours to plan for your. Yeah. It's which some projects can do, and that's fine. Like if that's been the trend of how they've been dropping the news, but it felt like that's not in line with how they were like being careful, calculated. But
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a shame because Nathan is one of the strongest figureheads when I think of Awaken Hunter, and of course Daryl too. And yeah, like I never expected it to go down the way that it kind of has. Is there a recovery point for it? Do you guys have any faith for a turnaround here?
they raised $200,000 in this market with Ron at under 50 cents, which I wouldn't consider a failure, for example. So it's yeah, it's still something for them to start off with, and it's definitely not a failure. Like we've had some mints where there was 3% out of the last 3 mints. There was 2 of them minted 3% of supply. So
Yeah.
it's just
Oh man. Well, let's see if the anime is any good. Anyway, you touch it with a barge pole, Stephen, or no? This man hasn't minted shit on Ronin for about half a fucking year, bro.
No, that's not true. 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 Wait, when was Ronke?
Yeah, Ronke was
6
like
months.
3,
6 months
4.
ago.
6 months ago.
Yeah,
Fuck off if we move that fast.
Ronke was not 6 months
months
ago.
old.
Ronke was
Yes,
not
it
6
was.
months ago.
Yes. Sushi Nobi posted something about celebrating 6 months of Ronki. Maybe it was the token, or is it the token or the?
It's got to be the token. It's got to be the token, yeah, because
The
the token
NFT
was made in
not 6
Tama.
months ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Well, the
NFT is
NFT was
probably
what,
about
a month later, a month after? So it's
No,
I'd
5
say
months.
4 or
not a
5.
month. Not a month. A lot longer than probably a month.
Yeah.
Maybe 1.5. It was pretty fast. But anyway, like for Awakening Hunt, okay, here it is, right? I'll give you my take on it. I think I've known about AH for like 2 years. I've known since the first day Daryl talked about it, right? That
Yeah.
they were gonna make it. Back then, I was thinking they're gonna launch something soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their model from the very beginning was always, let's have a super exclusive club, actually, right? They were not giving whitelist to anybody, and when they were giving whitelist, it was only one. You only got to mint one. Okay.
Yeah.
They give one, and they wanted to make sure that you are there because you wanted to keep this NFT.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So most other whitelists give like 2 because maybe you can keep one and you can sell one. You can create some volume, right? And then sure, and then you'll make something out of it too. There's different strategies you can do for minting, and from then I already understood that they were gonna have a lot of problems, right?
Yeah.
Because if NFTs aren't like the craziest thing, you're gonna have this community who feels like they're shackled to your project.
Yeah.
Because of like how you did what you wanted to do. So I wasn't really like wanted to be a part of it from the beginning. There was a time where what's his name?
Nice.
Nathan? Yeah. He asked me, he's like, yo, you want to be a part of this? And I'm like, you know what? I was like, sure, why not? Right? I was like, okay, let me see how it is. I'm down. And then he's like, okay, Daryl will reach out to you. And then I was like, okay, cool, because they're like super secretive. And he never reached out to me. Okay. So that's why I was like, okay, whatever. I just let it go. So I didn't even want to be a part of it. I wasn't really like, and it didn't really get to me. So I was like, okay, let it be. I'll just see what happens. I never pushed for it. I never pushed for a whitelist. I wasn't interested in buying like, community or round or anything. So I just let it be. But now I feel kind of bad because I know they put like a lot of effort into all of it. And they probably just priced out their whole community. Like asking for 150 runs a lot. I'm a huge fan of like free mints or very small like cost mints. Like Ronke was amazing, man. That was like what 15 ron, right? They let that thing ran to like over 100 ron, 150 ron. Like that's how you create winners, right?
Yeah.
Like that's how you get people to like buy in and be happy and like reward your early supporters. And you should be rewarding your early supporters.
Yeah, it's a structural thing though, because that then just tells you, the financial side of the project was there's a lot of dependency on the mint revenue, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they need to make a certain amount of money, so they set that price point. There's so many things when you think about like just delivering a product or an NFT in general that like reveals a lot about your project. But it's a shame because like I really had a lot of I still do in some aspects have a lot of faith in like what they're trying to build, like in terms of the art, like the capabilities of that and the quality of it is very high in my opinion. But yeah, just like I expected it to be a bigger bang than what it's been, and it's been a fucking implosion, mate. So like it's completely opposite to what I anticipated. But hopefully do see some changes.
One
See
thing
some
that they also
turnaround.
mentioned too is that before the public mint was over, because the public mint was like 18 hours. So like when it had 14 hours left, they started selling the RON they had already gotten from the start of the mint. So you're
No.
wanting, yes. They sold most of the RON under 50 cents into USDC while the mint was still
Oh,
ongoing.
fuck.
While you're still
Oh,
waiting, while the guaranteed whitelisters have already put their money in, and then they can see that they're, because if something doesn't mint out after you've already bought it, you've already lost money, and then you've asked for people to shell out 150 RON of their hard-earned, on like let's just say that people value much higher than it is right now, even if they're spending it, and then you dump hundreds of thousands of RON. That's hard. That's hard to spin in a positive light,
Yeah,
despite the
there's not a way. It's not. I think the
Especially
150 run
like,
price target
especially
probably was
for me,
because of
that
the price of it.
for me, at the very least, don't do it while the mint is still ongoing. Like, look, if you look at every project that minted in over the last year, if they had done what these guys did just now, they would have been in a much better place, right? So you can't, if they know that 200K is X runway, and they don't want to be dead because Ron underperformed some more, I can respect
It's
that. But
just bad optics. That's it.
yeah,
That's it.
the specifically bad optics is doing it while the mint is still ongoing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the doing it while it's still ongoing is impossible to spin positively because people are just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Who's that we got in here in chat? Who's that?
Oh, we are ready to vent, ladies and gentlemen. I think that one of the best ways to catch up on the ecosystem is to hear this man vent. I'm down for it. Let's fucking get it going. You know what
Look,
it
I'm
is.
gonna tell you right now,
Space.
whatever he says today, I'm gonna contradict him. I don't care what he's talking about. I'm gonna contradict him. Okay, we're gonna
Okay.
go fucking. We're gonna have
Please,
a
let's
debate
have
up
that
in
type
here.
of show.
All right,
Let's
we're
have
gonna
the,
fucking debate here. I'm gonna play the other side no matter what. Okay, I don't
Okay.
care what it is. He could tell me that I'm the greatest of all time, and I'm gonna be like, "Fuck no, I'm not. I'm a piece of shit." All right, it doesn't matter. Let's go. Get him in here.
All right, let's do it. But yo, chat, get your popcorn out. Get ready. We're venting. The boy Kagian is in the fucking building. Let's go, brother. Yo, it's as simple as that. Send a message. Need to vent. I need to hear your vent, bro. Please vent away and let's have a good fucking debate.
Yo, what's up, guys? What's up? What's up, Star?
Just before you start whiling, Kagi, just make sure if you have another mic, because I think it might be connected to your camera mic or something right now. Just make sure so we get that patterned. Oh, I'm actually, I'm waiting. I'm ready.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, much better, much better.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? What's up, Stark? What's up, Gila? What's up? 1437. What is that? Love, right? I always get it wrong. I don't know. Should I say love? Is it
love?
Is it love?
What are you talking about?
It stands for love. Your
No. It mean 1.37 means I hate you forever.
I hate you forever. I love you forever. What's up?
Yeah.
It's I love you forever. It's I love you forever.
No, bro. I wanted to jump into that conversation with the NFT. I actually minted. But it was so expensive.
Yeah.
It was so expensive. It was crazy. And you know what the crazy part is? The fact that they kept saying, oh, this is not for flipping or blah, blah, blah. Like you cannot, here's the thing. You cannot put yourself in exclusivity when the Ronin community does not behave with that mentality, right? At least not yet. I'm not saying that they're less because they behave a different way, right? Because when I didn't have money, I also behaved that way in many ways, right? I would go to work, make money, spend the money like a poor person, right? And would never think about the future. But once you start making money, you start understanding exclusivity. You start understanding, let me buy this, hold it for a long period of time. But that is not the community that we have in Ronin right now, right? We don't have that. Only the people that have maybe mystic axes behave like that. And those people right now are kind of signed out for X or Y reason. You don't see Cloud White around. You don't see Coco around. You don't see the people from Axie chat around. You don't see the OGs that, whether you like them or don't like them, for the people listening, doesn't really matter. They were the backbone of this network. I was an OG, but I didn't have a lot of money either. But a lot of these people did have some money already from 2017 and whatever, and they were the backbone of this network, which started as Axie, and they're not here right now. So you cannot be telling me, oh, here is an $80 mint. We're exclusive. We don't care if you can't if you can't flip it. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about when, like, maybe a few months ago you were talking about economies and pixels and stuff like that for your community, and how they can like make money on pixels, and now on your own NFT, now they got to behave exclusive and they can't sell and they can't think about profits. Like it just even make sense what he's saying, right?
My God, I
Um,
want to argue with you so bad, but I can't because I can only agree with everything you're saying. Fuck.
yeah. And I supported them. I supported them because Daryl, at some point, on the same point, he sent me a message when Pixels started blowing up. He's like, bro, somebody needs to do a tutorial on Pixels, and I'm like, yeah, I actually have one already. And he's like, oh, yo, thank you, whatever. I'm gonna put it on my community because he has a community on Facebook of gamers and whatever. And he put my video on that community, which is like 5,000, 10,000 people on some Facebook group. And I'm grateful for that. So I'm like, you know what? Like, bro, like the art is cool. I'm going to support him. But if it wasn't for that, I'm not going to pay an $80 mint on the Ronin network right now. I'm just not. I'm just not. And I think that was pretty wild to say that people shouldn't care about profits. So like, what are you talking about? We're in crypto in the middle of a bull market, and you're trying to sell me on something that I can't even try to flip, and you're trying to make me feel bad about it too. Like,
Yeah.
like what? That is crazy. That is crazy to me. That is crazy.
Yeah.
You're speaking to the wrong crowd. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna leave it
What
at
was
that.
the last thing he said to you? My brain just blanked out for a second.
No, he was saying kind of in the timeline,
Okay,
like
okay.
kind of trying to make people feel bad for even thinking about profits.
Dude, that's the thing though. Like it was like that from day one. Like from day one when they first like talked about the project, that was literally their goal, right? And I agree with you. Like I don't like that, right? Like you can't really tell people how to do stuff. Now you got like think about it this way. They launched at like the lowest price point of Ron. So probably everyone who owns this Ron bought at a higher price point if they already had the Ron. So technically the mint was actually more expensive than this $80 mint. It might have been worth like for somebody else like $200, $300, you know, especially if they bought Ron at a higher price. So it was tough, man. And then like seeing like where it's at right now, I think like obviously a lot of people are underwater. I hope they really deliver and I hope like they really bring value to people, but I didn't see anywhere like my biggest problem was like I didn't see how they were gonna plan to spend the money, right? What was the reason, or was it just like an art collection that they were selling? Because if
I
that was the
think-
case, then people would have.
I think that's fine. I think that's fine. You can sell an art collection and say this is an amazing collection. Support us because of the art. That is okay, but that is not the crowd. You're not in the right crowd.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. It's not.
My
That's
brother,
true.
you're not in the right crowd. You're not in Sotheby's. This is not Sotheby's, right? Even Bored Apes minted for nothing and then became something exclusive or whatever. Like, bro, like, why are you pretending to be a Bored Ape or whatever or a Pudgy, right? This mints. I mean, they were pretty expensive back then in Ethereum, but Ethereum, there's a bunch of whales in Ethereum. Understand that there's a bunch of whales. So you were trying to sell this exclusivity to people that don't understand exclusivity, brother. They don't. It could become that over time. You know, it could become that. Some of the people holding, they bought for $20, for $15. So they're like, you know what? I don't need that $15. But there's a big difference between not needing $15 and $80. Even I need $80, you know, for a lot of things to pay my phone. My phone is cost $80 a month. You know, even if you have money, $80 is a lot. $15, yeah, maybe, you know, maybe I don't eat a McDonald's meal, but $80, like now you're talking something else, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I think we're beating a dead horse on that, but
Yeah,
bro,
no, I get you. I think one of the biggest things is definitely the crowd in which they are selling to and how misaligned like that was. Like I get what they were that they are trying to do, and you know hopefully they do achieve it. But it's yeah, Andrew said it in the comments. Just be better. But it was a shame. It was a shame. Something I was actually looking like a lot forward to over the course of first half of this year leading into it. And yeah, sad to see it go down that way. But you can't be like profit shame people, into doing that. And where this actually extends into, and we can a little bit more here because this ties to reputation layer and the information we've been getting recently, is that you can't like force people on how to behave. Like crypto is cool because you can see almost the translation of behavior through actions, and it's alleged, so everyone can see that. You can see how people behave. But like a part of what the reputation layer is going to be, and we're going to experience this with AppC tokens and things like that in the future, but it's going to be almost the act of like that controlling how people behave on chain. Like this is one of the big gripes that I do have with the next point of our journey, bro. They're talking about a Ronin V2, right? Psycat's been tweeting about it, like they're going to deliver the information on Ronin V2. And if I was to pull, and maybe I have more inside scope than others, but if I was to pull from all of the top talking points of where we're going next, and reputation layer is a big component of this, one of the strong pillars of that is AppC tokens, right? The control of how the tokens are then redistributed after being distributed. And if we react to a mint that doesn't have the technological control of that, but has like a psychological influence on that control and how we've reacted to that, what is that going to look like in the reputation layer that's revealed? If we then get to this point, we're like, oh yeah, reputation layer 666, we start getting given tokens for like doing the activities that are required, and then you suddenly realize that, wait, I can't do XYZ with the token, which is what I plan to do, but now I physically can't do it. It's not like, you know, someone's making me feel bad about doing it. Like I genuinely can't do it. So to summarize that and get a convo going on it, this reputation layer is going to be the biggest thing of this year, in my opinion, in Ronin, right? I don't know how much is being done that we are not aware of, but I want to know how much confidence and faith, you know, you guys have in that next phase, you know, for Ronin. Because on surface, it looks great. It looks good, sick. Like Kaito for Web3 gaming is like the easiest one line you could do for it. But I wonder if anyone shares like gripes or concerns around, is this going to actually be a big enough hype for a next phase to have real impact?
I'll let Kai go first because we don't get him here every day. So let's hear his opinion first.
The reputation. We're talking about the reputation layer, right?
Yeah.
The
Ronin
reputation.
profiles?
Yeah. No, I think that's great. I think that's it's almost like it's actually something that we should have done a long time ago. You saw Avalanche recently do like what's it called, a battle pass across the games that they have or whatever. That's something I tweeted I don't know, like in 2024 about it. I said we should already have like a battle pass across all the games that Ronin already brought in, and maybe Moku should build the tech because they were building different things or whatever at that moment. So I was like, okay, maybe Moku should build that. So I'm not saying I came up with the idea, but I definitely didn't hear from anybody else. I tweeted it. I'm sure other people were thinking about it. And that's something that we should have had, like kind of like something that connects everything together. And I think the Ronin profile takes it to the next level, where you can, you know, see the XP, see the reputation of the player, something that Pixels already did, and it works to a certain extent, not 100%, but to a certain extent. Pixels has a reputation layer where you can only withdraw a certain amount of tokens depending on your reputation. You can only do certain activities in the game depending on your reputation. You got to complete quests, you got to do all this stuff. So that makes the gamer kind of like more involved inside the game, and it will make people more involved in the Ronin ecosystem. The problem, the only issue I see with that is that you can do all this cool stuff because it's cool. It's very cool, actually, in my opinion. It's very cool. But if there's no money in the ecosystem, all this cool stuff does not matter. It's really that simple. All that cool stuff does not matter. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm earning XP, I'm earning all this stuff, blah, 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 but there's no money. There's no cash. There's no cash flow. So you have to couple that with good marketing. And good marketing is actually pretty simple in crypto. It's pretty simple. Number one, pump your token, buy back and burn, reinvest the profits back into the Ronin ecosystem. Whatever treasure you guys have, they have, things like that, right? The same thing the Hype is doing, the same thing that the new meme coin platform in Solana is doing, the Bunk meme coin platform, that is taking all the profits they're making it and rebuying their token, and the token just keeps pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping. We need that. We need that type of bullish momentum. And then you put a reputation layer on that. You're like, damn, bro, I'm gonna go fucking, be level 100 because I want to be part of this ecosystem. Of course, I think all those layers are good on top of money. So to break it down and just to finish it off here, we need money, and that is brought by DeFi, by doing Ponzinomics. I don't care how people feel about it. That's what works. The Pumpinomics, Ponzi Pumpinomics. That's where we're at right now. This is where we're at. We're not in the bear market where we're talking about sustainability and yada yada. What sustainability? We have eight meme coins on the top 100. What is sustainable about any of those meme coins? So when it comes to gaming, it's like we want to talk about sustainable, but when it comes to meme coins, it's like nah, but that one is okay. And why is gaming is not okay to enter into the top 100 and not be sustainable? Just fucking pump it. Just send that shit. Send it. So again, good DeFi, good Pumpinomics, good marketing, and the marketing is very simple. Talk to the top crypto YouTubers, not only the gamers, because the top gamers is good to keep the top of mind in gaming, right? You know, to incentivize them to talk about Ronin, to be part of the ecosystem, whatever. I think that's a good thing. But you got to talk to the Ivan on Text. You got to talk to the Elliot Trades. You got to talk to these guys, you know, and you got to give them the money that they deserve. There's a reason why they can charge $50,000, $60,000 a month or $70,000 a month to talk about your token. There's a reason. They have at least 50, 60,000 whales, you know, in their ecosystem. Whether it's whales with 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, they're worth the money. And if you do that for 1 year, people will know about Ronin. But you got to couple it all together. And that is what Pengu has done, right? They went all fucking out. They went all out.
There's another layer as well, because I was tuning into one of your videos when you was talking with Luca Nets, and he was saying how like the expectation management that he set was like massive for him, and him buying into his own token was like, well, this is if you buy below here or you buy around here, like we're on the same fucking ride, right? Yeah, we get into that point where we like guns need to be shown. We need to fucking show what is available. But everyone keeps saying this, and like it reflects itself every single week, pretty much for the last few months. Is like, are we broke, bro? Like is that the reality? Because if the step one to the reputation layer is money, and we ain't got money, then good luck getting up 2 and 3 and 4 step. You know.
No, wait. Well, I do want to say something about the reputation layer. Right now, IMX is winning the battle in gaming. They're winning. They're fucking winning. They only have 30 million TVL in their network. They don't have a lot of money there. Ronin has more money than IMX locked in the network. You know, to distribute money, like Ronin has more locked in, right? Like overall. So I think the reputation layer, at least even without money, is going to reattract the people that left Ronin to other ecosystems like IMX. Because there's a lot of people in IMX right now that came from Ronin, and they went to IMX because there's a few airdrops. You got the Treevers. Now you can stake IMX to get airdrops. Basically, they're doing kind of the same kind of gimmick, kind of like Ponzinomics that we did with validator staking, kind of like airdrop, but they're doing it now. So a lot of people are kind of like leaving Ronin and going to IMX. So you attract those people back or bring them back to Ronin, and you don't need that much money. You just need to like give them the same level or a little bit more than IMX, and you bring them back to Ronin, and then from there you keep building more. So I think it's a good thing to just release the reputation layer now. And yeah, that's
I got a question for you, Kagi. Are you gonna be happy to connect all your wallets to the reputation layer?
No, I'm not. I'm not putting all my wallets now.
Okay, but you might put like 1 or 2, right?
Yeah. Exactly. I know where you're going with this.
This is my problem with reputation layer, right? I think reputation layer is nice for like people who are happy to do it, and like probably not for those who have like high, like who create high volume, right? I think this is who they will target. But like people who, let's say, like you said, the X whales and so on, and they're not gonna connect their wallets. They're not gonna show their profiles, connect them to their social medias and stuff like that. You know, they don't want to be a target, right? Like we know what world we live in. The crypto world, we gotta speak the truth, right? Like, it's a dangerous world sometimes, and like a lot of people in our ecosystems live in like third world countries, and it's like reputation layer is nice for like a certain group, and like for example, I think it's great for airdrops, right? It's great to like get the things into like certain hands. But the other side of this is also that there's going to be a lot of multi-accounting, right? There's going to be a lot of AI social media accounts, because honestly, our tech is not good enough to like be like, oh yeah, that's AI, that's person. To be honest, it's like, oh, this guy just posted 500 times. He must be really good and advocating for Ron or whatever, and they're gonna get access. Like, there's a lot of stuff that still needs to be worked on. I just
Mhm.
think like it's a band-aid solution for the time being, but for the future, like, who actually wants to expose what they have in their wallet, bro? Like that, I've always asked that question.
That's always that's always been an issue for you though. Like
My
for the
like
longest time, yeah.
that's my vision of a reputation layer is not one where you have to connect. Actually, it's one where you would where you would get a whitelist for a project just because of the behavior of your wallet, without you having to connect, without you having to do extra steps. It's like the good airdrop, so to speak, or whatever. It's like it's not the ones where you have to be in the Discord and link your Discord with your wallet, and then otherwise you don't qualify for the, like, all of those extra steps are annoying when you've got like many wallets, many assets, and you don't want to be doing all these steps. And if you just want, for me, that's why even I saw this wallet update thing and the connecting the six. I didn't even tie the one and one together. I didn't even see that as the reputation layer, because it's so far removed from how I visualize a reputation layer. Like, a reputation layer for me does not involve any connecting. It should be passive on the user's end. It should be the chain having an algorithm to find out who their best users are and rewarding them in whatever way they choose, not requiring people to do that, and not having someone, just because he was away for a month and didn't read a Discord post, not being a reputable individual even though he's been behaving well on chain for 5 years.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so I don't, like, for me, I don't call that step with the shout out to Ryan, by the way, because he's always good in all those videos, but that's not what I view as a reputation layer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can agree with that sentiment. To be fair, like connecting, it's I mean, in crypto, bro, it's fucking inevitable, right? They're gonna want you to connect to wallets or something, and then it goes deeper because it is through social media and other options. They're always gonna want to make you connect things. I don't think you
Why
can have
does
a reputation layer
my
that doesn't have that.
crypto reputation, why does my on-chain fucking reputation have to be linked? It doesn't have to be linked to Discord or Twitter. It doesn't have to be. That's not. It has not. It has nothing. It doesn't add any value in like how much I post or whatever you post has nothing. Or whether you're a public-facing person or a
the the,
private-facing
the thing,
person.
Stark, is
Doesn't
like they're
matter.
just looking for active participants. You can't just reward people who are not even there. You know what I
Well,
mean? You
you
have to
can see
this is a matter of fact. There's no denying this. You have to reward active participants. Okay?
but
I know there's OGs and whatever, but OGs need to participate too.
yeah,
You
but
know?
you can see participation with on-chain activity.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Wait,
fair.
Kagi, your mic's not
Yeah,
not picking
Kag
up.
is muted.
Yo, can I jump in on this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think we're heavily focusing on wallet movement. Remember, we're in the gaming thing, right? So remember, we have questing. Remember,
Yeah.
we have a lot of this stuff. So if you have, what they need to do is like set a threshold where, if I have, I don't know, if I have 500 axes, it doesn't really matter anymore, right? Like, just have a cap of like, okay, I have a profile with 30 axes. That's enough. We don't need to go to 1,000, because that way you don't expose all your assets and all of your stuff. But what they do need to reward is people playing the games.
Yep.
Playing the games. So if they're rewarding too much asset ownership, it can get out of hand, and we jump into what you're saying, Stark, where now, like, you have to connect your wallet, and like now they're seeing your on-chain activity, and some of those wallets, you don't want them to know your on-chain activity. You want to be anonymous. So just reward people that are playing the game. So that is the purpose of this, to reward people that play games and have some assets. I don't think they should heavily focus on how many assets you have, but more on how much you play the games, right?
No, I agree. Like
So
even more volume on chain should matter even more than even owning assets. Like if you're active in that way, but like not rewarding necessarily people who are just holding and not doing anything, because they're getting rewarded in a way already by holding. You want to be rewarding people who are like behaving in the way that the chain wants us to behave, which is be active, be minting, like, you know. And then they can set their own they can set their own filters, their own parameters for what is good behavior, what is bad behavior. But as long as you're active, then you can tick boxes.
I I think reputation layer will work, but it's very similar to momentum, right? Like with anything and any tokens, you need to create winners regardless.
Yeah.
Right? Reputation, like the first you bring a reputation layer and then like suddenly they get whitelist to something and then that whitelist 10x's, right? Oh, now
Yeah.
people are interested in reputation. Now they're like, oh, what is this? What is going on? Oh, what should I do? How can I game this? How can I max out and be a part of the next thing? I mean, we saw it already with virtuals, right? Virtuals did that with their version points and stuff. So it's very similar. It's all the same thing. Like it's just a matter of like, okay, how much are you willing to put into this to create? It goes back to what Kagi said. All you gotta see is some pumponomics at the end of the day. In crypto, like we could talk about, oh, we're creating real products. It's true, but what everybody truly wants is like immediate dopamine, right? Like no one wants to sit around and be like, yeah, in 4 years it's gonna be here. Nah, they want to see something green in front of their eyes so that they feel at ease every day going to sleep.
that would be okay. That would be okay if the token actually had revenue share. It's like, okay, I'm investing in this, right? And I believe in the network, and all the revenue share is being accumulated and it's going to be redistributed every quarter to token holders, to stakers. I'll be relaxed. But that's not the case for any of these gaming tokens. It is not the case. They don't want to. They don't want to rebuy their tokens. They don't want to talk about their tokens. Look, gaming is the only niche in crypto where they're playing this tickle dick. This tickle dick mentality. Oh my God, no, we can't talk about the token. It's dangerous, regulations. And then you got the DeFi founders, hold my fucking beer, come here, get this percentage, stake it here. And then the gaming founders are just talking shit. They're all just talking crap. They're talking crap. We're talking about a $200 billion industry, and we can't even get one token in the top 100. That is insane. That is insanity. That is insanity. They can't do it. Well, you know why? Because they're not reinvesting the money that is coming in through the marketplace. And I'm not talking about Ronin specifically. This is not an attack on Ronin. This is an attack on the whole industry. Whatever mints they do, whatever they make out of exchanges, whatever they make out of swapping, all those fees, all the fees in the marketplace, they don't reinvest it back into their own token. They don't believe in their own token. They don't believe in their ecosystem. None of them do. But you see that more in DeFi, and you see it more even in meme coins, and now even in the meme coin platforms, where you have like I told you guys at the beginning, the Bunk platform literally taking all the profits and reinvesting it back into their token. You got the Hype platform doing the same. You see the Hype chart, it's just up, 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 up. Even in the bear, during the bear, it was going up because all the money that were reinvesting it back into the same token. And we don't have that. Why don't we have that? And they keep talking about regulation, all this bullshit. That is a lie. At this point, that is a lie. When Trump released his meme coins, all regulations were over. It was done. That was a moment for you. It was crime time. It's crime time. He said,
I remember the tweets, bro. There was so many tweets.
I'm releasing my token. I'm committing a crime. Now you guys can go commit crimes too. And now we keep seeing this from the gaming founders. Oh, blah, 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 regulations. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Like, really, we're over with that. It's over. It's pump time. Pump time. Reinvest the tokens. Reinvest in your own token. Reinvest. Put it back in your own token.
I've done my job. I've recruited Kagi to the hype train. It's like,
Yeah.
remember when we were here, when we were talking about hype, and the guy's like, wait, what are they doing? Let me look into it. And then now look at him. He's
Everyone
on
sees it.
hype, bro.
Yeah.
He sees it. Yo, this is what we've been spitting for fucking weeks, man. Like, I'll give you a great example. Okay. Kaigi, I think, hear me out. And you can agree or disagree, whatever, just let me know. I think games actually have one of the better tools at being able to accomplish this. Sure, they might not be raking in as much money as like a DeFi platform or DeFi app or whatever, but like games have the value of IP, right? So if whatever your game brings in, right, whatever fees that you accumulate, you reinvest it back into your game and still be able to sustain your salaries and whatever you got to pay. Like your goal should be to keep building until the point your IP is so big you can monetize through other stuff,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
like merchandise, online, different kind of
And you
sales and
ease off
things
it.
like that. Yeah, and then you can like start keeping. But right now it feels like even the gaming founders themselves don't believe in what they're doing and
In
what
the
they're
well,
building.
it's just the monetization of their IP. That's it. Like,
Yeah, so they don't even believe in what they're building, and they're like, okay, we gotta get the money now so we don't die. Get the money now so we don't die, right? Like the mentality. One example I'll give you is like a very recent game that launched and their token was like Tokyo Beast, right? I've been following Tokyo Beast very closely. These guys launched, they priced out their community. People bought at like an insanely high price. It's down 95% in like a month. Okay. But when they launched when they had their global launch, they had a lot of money inflow from their players, right? Because they have a very good like Web 2 type thing that they have where you need to actually invest significant amount to be able to play. They did not put any of that money back into their token or coin. They just took profits on it. The team straight up said, "Oh yeah, that money." People ask like, "Where does all that USD go?" Oh, the team took profit. It's like, well, there you go. That's the end of your game. Like you literally have a working product that you can like keep building on. You have an IP that can be extremely catchy, and you just took profit on your first month. Like they don't understand how when you launch a token and you've already borrowed money through NFTs and all these things, how it works. Like you can't be the first one to eat. You know what I mean? Like you
it's
gotta
the same as any individual, though. Even if it's just as an individual, if you make a meme coin, that's when you start to really fucking understand that there's not equilibrium from the offset, right? Like as soon as you sell the idea to people to buy in anyway, like you have to make up those inequities before you can actually, take a big chicken dinner, winner, and move away. Like that's just how it works, as how the capital flows around the experiences. And then if the experience is a good one or has a lasting effect, those elements have to be performed well. And yeah, I mean,
The thing is
you're on the
that
hype train, bro, but it works.
the
I
thing is
think it
that
will work.
actually had this, bro.
Yeah.
That's the problem. This is what bothers me the most. The first white paper of Axie, they were going to redistribute the treasury back to the excess holders, right?
Yeah.
I understand
Earliest
that.
thing they were saying. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's in the white paper. It's clear as day in the white paper. I still have that white paper. I don't know if it's still out there, that same one, but it's clear as day. So people were incentivized. Even the people holding the token, they were like, "Yo, let's help the IP make money. Let's help the IP make money. Let's grow that treasury. Let's help them make money so that they have good numbers. Like it's almost like risk to earn, where everybody puts in a little bit in the pot, and it's like let's." And then the best one gets the most or
You have
whatever.
a chance. Yeah, you have a chance,
Yeah,
but you
you
got
have
to
a
pay
chance.
to get in. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of the same thing. You would hold the excess token and you're like, yo, yeah, let's spend in the marketplace. Let's incentivize people spending. I'll help the ecosystem grow by putting my 10, 20, $30 here and there so that a lot of those fees go back to the treasury. So now you have this hyper growth because people are spending money on the marketplace, even though they don't need to because they already hold the token. So they just got to sit back and wait, supposedly. But no, you want to help your IP that you own until you realize that you don't own it, right? They take away those rights or they don't deliver on those rights. But the reality is that is the model. The model is you have a token with revenue share or buybacks of the token, and people start believing in that idea, right? Even if you start with a small FTV, people start believing in the idea, believing little by little. They start believing the idea, and then it becomes a big idea, and it blows the fuck up. So it's just like it's annoying as fuck, man. Like they need to start pumping, you know.
Yeah, you know, actually did okay. I don't want to be the guy who's like, oh, let's cut him some slack. I just want to state the facts before I make my point. They did lose $600 million, right? And that was all from the Axie treasury, right? And it's like that's tough, like to be able to come back from. Back then, when forget about what Pengu's doing now. Forget about that. Let's even take that out of our like vision, right? Let's look at like when they first got into Walmart, right? Let's think about when Penguins were in Walmart. When that shit happened, everyone was like, yo, Pengu is the real shit. Like this is some real like all people want is to see
Pengu
something.
developed. Yeah, they developed into what they are today from those actions. Because
Yes.
before,
Yes.
people like, let's be straight the fuck up. No one give a fuck, bro. Really? Like Sappy Seals are probably at the same caliber, doing the same things at the same events, having community parties, all that type of stuff. But Luca as a founder, spearheaded because he has e-commerce expertise. He understood how to get merchandise into the people's faces and then build around that, and they're still actioning upon doing that. But before those moves were made, the Pudgy IP, I take a poo on it, bro. Like in comparison to Axie, I've never touched that, right? Back in those days, and this is just me being full candid, and I got nothing against Pudgies, but some of my best people in this space are Pudgies through and through. So those actions led to it. Yeah, continue.
Yeah,
the
and
point,
that's what
but
I want. I want. That's what I want to see with Axie, honestly, right? Like I wanted to know who our target audience is, right, with Axie, which I felt like maybe we missed the mark. Maybe initially it was like, oh, we're gonna be a game, we're gonna be targeting gamers, we're gonna be targeting this, right? But it's like we have this cute thing, and like we wanted to build IP and so on. Maybe like looking back in hindsight, it would have been an amazing play, right? But is it still an amazing play? Probably is.
It's there's still potential for it. Look right now at this fucking Labubu shit, bro. People are actually out here unwrapping little cuddly fucking woodly shit, to clip onto my bag, and girls are going out and buying it. Geezers are buying them and flipping them. Like it's a load of dog shit, bro. But if you took a proper IP, that had the foundational I guess points that Axie did have, and this could lead into like a new wave, there's a next wave of technology, but you went on the merchandise approach that some of these companies have done, I think it would have done numbers. And I think you're actually right making that point. I didn't even think about this, but we were targeting the IP's infiltration to gamers, but really that ain't the target market. Like who's buying Labubus? Fucking girl that's on Paris Fashion Week, you know what I mean? Like it's a different culture. You diverse into different cultures where you can't do that with the things that you have expertise in doing, right? Like actually developed the first real fuck you crypto game that was proper stuff, right? But that didn't touch so many people culturally across the world. So the IP expansion and the paths that have been taken just lent harder into the market in the industry that you already have the acquisition potential of. Like we didn't expand that. And I think that's what Pudgy did when they did those things. And with merchandise, they went into stores, they went into shops, kids were probably buying it with their parents thinking, what the fuck is that? That's exposure on another level. And we never took that stage. But if you juggle the fact that you lose 600 million, you've actually just opened up Ronin, and it's a Sky Mavis product, which is separate from Axie. So there's a bit of a confusion of IP overlap of what's more important, Ronin or Axie, right? If you put all those components together, it makes sense why we come out at the end of it the way that we are right now. But it is not for fucking a second. It is not fucking over. But I just think that's the position we're in right now because we don't believe it's over. If I believed it was over, brother, motherfucker shows would have gone a long time ago, right? But there's a lot of people that do not believe that it's over, and I feel the sentiment right now is because we see the success still, but we need to see that and have it resonate.
They need to lay it down, bro. They need to lay it down. They need to like speak with passion. That's the thing that Luca did, bro. Yeah, like who fucking actually believed that he was going to get to this point at that moment that he was talking about this. He bought a Dine IP for $2.5 million. Well, that is the first vote of confidence for sure.
Yeah.
Right? But who actually believed it that quick? Nobody did. It was a process of him speaking with passion and going to every podcast possible, right? And speaking out of his heart, and he made it happen. So we need that. We need that.
Luca was
passion.
going on everything. Luca was on Ronin Radio a year and a half ago, talking about pudgy fucking penguins a year and a half ago, bro.
So we need that type of passion, and we need to lay down the vision. We need to lay down the vision. We need to re-envision people into what are we looking forward to exactly. Where are we going? It doesn't need to be exact. It needs to be an idea. Where are we going? Where are we going? Number one with Axie, and number two with Ronin. Two separate things.
Does Ronin need a new figurehead? Does Ronin need a new figurehead? Because if you look back on the history of things, G-Host is a co-founder that came in as a community member. But when you look at Axie across this space, a lot of people attest Axie and Ronin directly to G-Host because of his personal impact. Like, I'm not saying that there is no statement of like an incompetence at all here, but I'm saying, do we need another meeting? Do we need another IMRO? Do we need another representation?
No. We just need G-Host to get back on track. And even Psycho. Psycho is actually really good on podcasts. Actually, G-Host is more like this creative, like kind of like, philosopher type of, with ideas and stuff like that. But Psycho is kind of straight to the point. He goes on podcasts, and I actually like how Psycho, lays down the vision when he does. And I think he needs to go back in there and every single podcast. And if he has to pay to Elliot Trades and everybody, pay them. Like, what is the problem with that? I don't understand. These people built a brand. They built a brand just like Ronin built a brand, just like Axie built a brand. Pay them if you have to pay them to do an interview with Ivan on Tech, with Elliot Trades, with Wendy. Go in those podcasts, go in those channels and talk to them. They built a brand. They deserve to get paid because they built it to that point. So I don't understand the problem with this. Now, I understand that you shouldn't be like just spending money everywhere, but this is like specific. This is the industry. These are the people leading the industry in terms of numbers in crypto. These are the YouTubers that you have to go to. You have to go and talk to them. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Well, either way, I think it's doable. That is very doable. I think the conversation of Ronin needs to be projected so fucking heavily for the back end of this summer. And one thing I've read though is this timing, right? So I don't know if you've seen the tweets. Spliffy was in a back and forth with Psych Out directly from this tweet, but he was talking about timing. So if timing is as valuable as it's stated to be, and I do think timing is absolutely imperative, you should come when you've got momentum or you've got things aligned. What is their concept? Like, what are they actually atoning to the right time? What needs to be in position for it to be the right time? That I think that's where my struggle is like, okay, well, timing, yeah, cool, but we've been sitting around believing and participating and doing things that community members do, whatever, for a long time. So time is wearing thin for a lot of people.
Do you have the tweet from Psych Out that I linked you, so we can show it on screen, maybe?
Yeah, we can put it out. We can put it out. Okay, right.
It's basically something along the lines of waiting for us to get some more momentum before they put the back burners on. No, it was another one. Not sure. The one that I linked in Discord, but it was about like waiting till we have momentum in our favor before then injecting fuel into the back burners to so whether it's the marketing money, whether it's everything like that.
Yeah, I remember this one. This was before I went away, but there's been nothing else since. Maybe it's up here somewhere.
I'll link it on StreamYard here. There you go.
Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Let's take a look. Here we are. Oh, it was a response to it was a response to our boy Spliffy in the chat. Here we are. It's a timing thing. Usually these are paid opportunities, so we rather spend money when we have momentum. Right now we don't have momentum, so we need to restart the snowball. That usually comes from some new thing, announcement, strategy, or traction from a game, like Pixels the last time. So the ambiguity is present because he names a list of things that it could be, but the clear understanding is that the snowball needs to restart. So as a community, we should quiz what the snowball is and how the fuck can we help make that. Do you want to build a snowman? Are you fucking Disney? Like, I will build whatever the fuck you need and we'll roll the cunt down the hill all the way. But what is it?
Are they expecting it from the community, from a game, or is it going to come from? Is it coming from inside? Because if they're expecting it from a game, then they follow up. I don't think that's.
Holy shit! There's not a fucking game that's gonna do. But I'll be honest with you, the only thing that are coming around the corner, you got Fableborn, which has a bunch of fucking hype, yes, but I don't actually believe that they are probably one of the most astute Web 2 that are doing well in Web 3 right now. But I don't think they're a Web 3 fuck me, this industry is about to change type of event, right? I would never fade the Fableborn play, but I don't know if that itself is going to be the beginning of a snowball event. There may be an accumulation of it. You've got Cambria Season 3 returning in similar times where we might see Fableborn. Then you've got the Axie MMO at the same time. So maybe a three-peat with those three games.
Grand Arena from Moku as well.
Well, yeah, but for me, the Grand Arena is a snowball. That's the fucking snowball.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's where they're... Yeah.
Well,
I'll create the biggest snowball.
It's very clear to me. He's just saying, let's get our next winner that we can support, and then to the moon, essentially. Yeah. Right? That's pretty much it. And I think like seeing what happened in 2024, where like Ronin / gaming had its own run, right? When everything else wasn't, I think that's going to affect their decision as well. Because of that moment and what happened in early 2024 is going to make them feel that they don't really need to partake in the current run that it is right now. It's better to do their own timing. Whether that's correct or not, I have no idea, right? Yeah. Because if you look at the rest of the crypto market at this moment, everything is curling up. Everything looks like it's about to rip, right? Yesterday we saw Bitcoin do a 6% retracement and alts held. That's like the first time it's done that in a
it's
really
pure contraction,
long ass time. So seeing this makes me think maybe they don't actually care about timeline, what the rest of the crypto world is doing, and it's more so about, okay, we're gonna work at our pace, and maybe when everyone else is losing their attention and losing their interest in like the rest of the crypto stuff, and if they bring a product, there's less competition, right?
They're letting the fiends. They're letting the fiends smoke all the supply until the point that they're itching, scratching, craving. The dealer's done dried up, but there's a there's a new brother in town, and that's gonna be I see what you're saying. I was just making a light joke of it, but I understand what you're saying. There are complications in that though, because if you are misaligned with the rest of the movements of the crypto space, like what if people are, dedicated towards the plays that they are committed to, or there is vested periods and those types of things, and you may lose some liquidity overlap because of those
the problem I see, even with gaming, you got Cambria. Cambria did amazing, and all people talked about was abstract, not even Ronin, not even the Ronin side. All they talked about is like, oh, all the money came from abstract. All the money came from abstract. So Cambria is not even a winner on Ronin. It's not even a winner. I'm just gonna say right now.
Hey, yo, if we're gonna real talk, no pork, all that. Yeah,
it's not even a winner. It's not a Ronin winner. So no, like Cambria is, it could be a great game or whatever. I haven't really played it much because I don't think risk to earn games for content are good. They're horrible. because people see your screen, they see
content,
where
yeah.
you're at. You can't do content on that. You can't go live. That doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It actually is really bad. Unless you do pre-recorded content, then you can do that. That's pretty fun, actually. But yeah, the other thing is like Ronin is marketing itself as a gaming chain still. I don't understand this. What's the purpose of opening up? Where are the other apps? Where are the DeFi? Where are the, I don't know, sleeping apps? I want a sleeping app, or I want something like Steppen.
Our biz dev has been so horrific though since we've gone open. And you know the factors, the scenario that's gone on, but biz dev has been terrible.
So we need to start stacking wins, not only in gaming, but things that can be gamified. We need to start searching who are the developers that are building other things that are gamified. Maybe a gamified language. I don't know, something like Duolingo that Gihos talked about. That has some token, or something with sports. Like we need to start stacking wins in something else too, not only gaming. Like I just don't understand why only gaming when the chain is open. We need to start looking for developers. There is no devs here. There are no devs, bro. There are no devs. Which devs do you know? We got Owl from CyberCongs. He's super busy, getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars because there's no devs. There's no like really good devs out there that are available. So we got Owl, we got Based, the one that does the wikis.
Aquarium.
Yeah, the Aquarium. We got Based, and then we got the Ronin team, which is doing really good actually. And that is the model.
The rice farmer, Rocky Rice Farmer.
That is the model that we should be following. They're doing the right model. They don't have the best IPs. They're like, farming IPs or whatever. But that is the model. Everything that they're earning, they're putting back into the Ronin token. Everything they're earning, that is the model. That is how it's supposed to be. You have to give at least a percentage of what you're earning back to the token, buy it back and burn it. You have to do that, and we don't have that, man. We just don't have any momentum anywhere. I'm frustrated, bro. I really am. I'm frustrated right now. That's the truth. I'm very frustrated. I don't want to spend money on gaming. It's not only Ronin. It's the other chains too. They've been, bro, like fuck, man.
Gamers
like, so
are broke.
much money.
Let's be real. Web3 gamers, super broke for now.
Yeah, because
broke
it's not coupled with
out.
DeFi. It's not coupled with DeFi. That's why. I said this before. My brother, that is not a gamer, invested in Wild Forest a shit ton of money, and he comes from DeFi. He comes from DeFi. So you have to bring people from DeFi and make them gamers. But we don't have any DeFi. Katana is boring. Katana is a boring DeFi platform. Extremely boring. It doesn't even have a token. It's supposed to be the Ron token, but they don't even talk about it enough. They don't say, "Oh, we have this amount of money in the treasury. That money in the treasury that is being earned through Katana belongs to the Ron token holders." They don't say any of that. They're not. You need to pump the token. We need to pump the token. That's the bottom line.
Fucking yeah. Hey, if you want to take one sentence away from today, it's begin the pump. That's it. No, that's what we need to do. We got to begin the pump. But a lot of things that we did discuss, are important. I think it's important to vent the frustrations at this point because it is literally the paintbrush sentiment over every community and angle in Ronin right now, and just even community members that I'm talking to. People are frustrated, bro.
It's gaming in general too. It's gaming in general. Everybody's quitting gaming. They're leaving gaming. They're not putting money. I'm not putting any money on gaming anymore. I have my Ronin bags. I'm not touching anything else. I'm not putting money anywhere in gaming. I don't care what you sell me right now. I don't care what you sell me. If you're not putting the profits back into your token, I am not putting a single motherfucking dollar in your game. It's that simple. It's that simple. You need to pump your token or don't launch a token. Pump your token or don't launch a token. It's one. You don't have a choice. This is not like, oh, I'm launching a token sustainable. No. You either pump it or don't release anything. You know, don't release anything unless you're like super indie. That's fine. Where you start with 100K market cap, but like, bro, you're racing. Some of these games are raced 5, 10, 15, 20, some even 30 million. Some even 30 million. Even Maple Story with 100 million raised. It's not even in the top 100, bro. You should have that token up there in the top 50 right now. What the fuck are you doing?
That's nuts.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Wow, man. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I took over the stream like this, but holy shit, bro. Holy shit. I can't believe
Needed it. Needed it.
Fucking A, bro.
So it was a very enjoyable crash out.
Are we down for bro? It's the time for crash outs right now, but then the rebuild is ready. You know what I mean? I know for a fact if we start seeing the good signs, Kagi's gonna be rebuilding like a motherfucker. Like it's fair. It's just to be able to crash out and be able to explain why you feel that way.
When it's said like you just said it, Kagi, it's like it's obvious, you know, like straight to the point. It's obvious. That's what needs to happen, and it's like in retrospect, you feel the longer it took us to realize it, you feel stupid for not having realized it sooner, right? That we got taken for a ride by a lot of games who've never planned to do this ever.
Yeah, we were lulled in the closed neck, to be honest, like lulled into this understanding of like, or lulled into this acceptance of like no diligence on like a white paper or the tokenomics that were presented to us. 9 times out of 10 with the projects that came to Ronin, I didn't fucking look at the white paper. I looked at like the video and realized it was on Ronin and thought this could be good. That was probably the extent of the thought that went into it, and a lot of community members are probably in similar bags when it comes to that. Now we're open. There's diligence, and it's come back around.
White papers don't really matter because, as you said, there's an AXS, there's a relic
accountability
that says that there's revenue share. So reading a white paper doesn't mean shit.
Yeah. Spliff, I want to ask Spliff a question. He's in our chat going nuts all the time. I love him to death, yeah. But do you think it would be as simple as that? Like if they for the next 2 months were on all the podcasts that you list, do you genuinely think we would see a shift in the market based on those actions? Like I agree that if they can be on the biggest podcasts on the planet, right, in terms of this industry and get in the face of those people, they should absolutely. But would it have that effect? And I understand if they talk about timing and they want momentum, because you don't really want to waste the payment of going on that podcast if you're saying nothing as of right now. Because like, what do you go on and say right now? Right? We have a reputation layer coming. Okay, like cool. Like you know what I mean? So I play both sides of that field. I think absolutely if they can be on those podcasts, they should fucking be there. Should be screaming to the rooftops on what Ronin is going to be doing, and why everyone else is wrong on the lack of faith.
They need to straight up lie. They need to straight up lie. That's what they need to do. That's literally what IMX did. We have 300 games. They go on the New York Exchange podcast. They say we have 300 games. The industry is worth 200 billion tokens. In the next 5 years, it's going to grow 3x. That's what you think these investors are looking on chain to see if this is true? They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. We have 8 meme coins in the top 100. We have a Dogecoin with infinite supply in the top 10 for the last 8 years. What part of that do we not understand? Just straight up lie. Just straight up lie. Just straight up make numbers. Literally. Hey guys. Yes. Welcome to the New York Exchange. Okay, you're interviewing me. Yes, we run one of we run the #1 gaming chain. We're competing head to head with Epic Games. We're in the next 10 years. We project.
No, you say
we're gonna take over. We're gonna take over Epic Games. We're gonna take over Nintendo or be at par with Nintendo, and from there the possibilities are endless, bro. Just sell it. Fucking sell it.
Yeah. You say what percentage of transactions that happen here in the gaming industry are these in-game digital purchases, right? and here's how much they produce on a year-to-year revenue model. We are going to dominate and take over the space. All microtransactions will be crypto-based in the next 5 years. Ronin is the place where those microtransactions will take place.
Yeah, bro.
There-
It's that
there's
simple, bro.
So
plug that into AI and give yourself a script and go.
you know what I think what Kagi is trying to say is like people are not playing fair to begin with. So why
Yeah.
are you, right? And also if people are like painting you, let's be real. People say, "Oh, you got bots, you got this, that." This is what competitors will say, right? No matter what. So if they're already assuming and saying that, then why not just like if that's the case, why not just lean into it? Be like, yeah, okay, then we'll ramp it up to 200 million players.
Yeah.
Fuck it. You know, you already assume we do. So why the fuck won't we just say more? Then what are you gonna do? Oh no, they're all bots too. You already say that anyway.
Yeah. What
Right?
it boils down to, I'm getting to at the moment now, the only fucking victory metric is how much fucking money's on your chain. That's fucking it. Don't matter. The only victory metric is how much bread is in the fucking network. Because
mean,
at the end of the day,
that's
anything sellable.
But to be fair, that's only true for the crypto natives, right? People on the outside don't give a shit about that.
That is true. That is
Yes, but what I'm saying is it's a residual, because if there is money on the chain, there's
Yeah.
likely to be liquidity and distribution.
Yes, but
And that's where they
I
will
think
win.
what Kagi was trying to say is about the marketing aspect. Getting
Okay,
your
yeah,
name
yeah.
out there, getting your word out there, right? That you exist, essentially, right? And then something's gonna stick over time. I think that's what he was trying to say. I'm just supporting, like,
Yeah.
what his thoughts are on the.
I mean, it's clear with IMX, guys. IMX is literally has one of the biggest investors, which is Van Eck, right? And it's like, bro, how is Ronin not on their portfolio? How? Just tell me how. How? It's very clear. They don't give a fuck about. They don't give a fuck. They're selling their newsletter to all these billionaires. Like, hey, look, there's this network that's gonna take over the gaming industry in the next 5 years. You should invest in this and blah blah blah. That's it. It's that simple. They don't give a fuck. Do you think they're looking at how much TVL IMX has versus Ronin and how much users do they have? They're not looking at that, bro. They're not looking at that. They're not. They're simply not. It's obvious. If it was that, if that was the case, they wouldn't have IMX. They would have Ronin. If they were going for pure fundamentals, like pure, the best fundamentals in gaming, Ronin has the best fundamentals. That we cannot argue with that. That we know that for sure. For sure, the best fundamentals for gamers. We have gamers here. We have a chat here. You cannot do this in IMX. I'm telling you. You spark up an IMX chat right now. You do instead of running podcast, you do IMX podcast. There is no people showing up like this. There isn't. You know, Ronin has users. Ronin has passionate people. They don't care about that shit. They don't care. We got to stop with this. Like, we have this many daily active users. They don't care, bro. Sell them the vision that this is going to take over Epic Games and Nintendo and Ubisoft and all those motherfuckers. Sell them that vision. Why are we selling them this daily active users? They don't give a fuck. And if they were to compare daily active users with Epic Games or Roblox, it's like, you guys are nothing. What? You have 100,000 daily active users? Well, Roblox has 400 million daily monthly active users. So I'm just gonna go buy the Roblox stock. So if you're really basing on that, like, what are we talking about? You have to sell them the vision, the idea that you're going to take over all these motherfuckers in Web 2, because that is the truth. We are taking over. Because for Axie to generate $1.4 billion in revenue in 2021 tells you the future. The future is that the $200 billion that the gaming industry is worth right now is going to transfer into NFTs and tokens in the very near future, in the next 5 to 10 years. You have to sell them that vision, because it is a true vision. I mean, Axie generated $4 billion in volume. We know this already. That is the same amount that Counter-Strike did in their marketplace in 2021 as well. Axie matched Counter-Strike in 2021. So that tells you a story. That tells you the future. The future is on chain. But you're not selling the story. You're selling daily active users or whatever the hell. Sell the story. Sell the idea that we're better than Epic Games, we're better than Nintendo, and we're better than all these motherfuckers. That's it, bro.
Post the
Oh, man,
fucking
I'm so
bro. Sell
frustrated.
division. Sell division.